Mark, you with me?
Hmm.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, yes.
Perfect. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Not bad.
You're sitting in the dark.
I am sitting in the dark. Yeah. I'm gonna join on my iPad.
Recording in progress.
All right, now you can see me sort of in a different way.
There we go.
Okay.
Hello.
Michelle, hi. Hey, Luke, Brad.
Hello.
Hey.
Yeah. Oh, we're missing Tom. Okay, got it.
Jeremy, I almost don't recognize you without a hat on.
I know.
I literally did a double take.
I was thinking the
There you
same
go. Is
thing.
that better?
Thank you.
Yeah, I know. My hair is getting long too.
Yeah.
Good. So, yeah. And plus, I'm on my iPad while I'm at work, and I just see, I don't know where to go to look at that. I just I don't like sharing my screen with my other because I've been three screens going, and it just makes me unsure of where I'm at. So I'm trying using my iPad for the video today, but I don't know how well it's going to end up. Hey, Tom,
Good evening, everybody.
how are you?
I'm just fine, thank you. Happy holidays. Whatever you do with holidays, may they be happy. I had a friend that solved that problem a different way out. He just always said peace. Of course, he said it 365 days out of the year, but it worked. So it's 6 o'clock on the head. We are open for business.
Love it.
I don't see anyone from the public, I guess. So I think we can dispense with that particular issue. I'm trying to scroll down here to my agenda, which I've lost. What's next, Jeremy?
So approval. Okay, so approval minutes.
Approval of minutes. No, I think the first thing we ought to do is get to know our new participant.
I promise you that is the next item up for bid. Or not up for bid, but it's on the agenda, which I have right in front of me. Approval of minutes.
I've never been ahead of myself. Wow. Can I get a motion to approve and or an argument to edit?
This is Mark. I'll make a motion to approve.
Thanks, Mark. Looking for a second.
This is Luke. I'll second.
Thanks, Luke. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay.
Just in case I'm not certain, Brad, I see you're on, but I can't hear you or see you. And I think we need you for a quorum.
Yep.
Do
Hang
not
on
need
one
to-
second. Can you hear me
That's
now?
okay. I watched it change. You must be there. Thank you. We
Yeah,
have a quorum.
my video is doing something weird.
So, okay, just to clarify, we do not need him for a quorum. If he wants his vote to count, his video must be on. So we'll just make it 5-0. It still passes.
Okay.
Why is it?
Welcome, Michelle. Now we can find out about you.
There we go.
Hi there. Well, I've been in Middleton for about 25 years. I have one daughter, Morgan, who went to Middleton schools and also played golf at Middleton. Probably some of my fondest memories was Morgan and her friend Lauren, and they were about 8, 9 years old, and they would spend pretty much their entire summer out at Pleasant View. They played the course all day long. They learned how to respect it, respect the other players as well as the staff as well. So that was fun. It was a great place for her to go. And then I regularly play there. Usually on Wednesday, I play with a group of three people. Jeremy's wife, Lauren, babysat for Morgan when she was a baby, and we've known Jeremy, I think, just as long through golf and skiing.
Yeah, that's right.
It is long history there. Carl is one of my neighbors, and he's the one who had mentioned that that there was an opening there. So that's when I thought it was a perfect opportunity, and so I thought I would volunteer. So here
Well,
I
glad
am.
you did.
Thank
you very
you.
much for doing that.
I look forward to it.
Yeah, welcome.
Well, we're a fairly light lifting committee. Jeremy doesn't leave us a lot to do. So
I keep you all on track.
it's not that we don't occasionally run a little long sometimes. Usually orbiting a single point. Anybody want to talk? Never mind, I won't go there. I
Hey,
was
Brad,
thinking
are you good with
immediately
the
about the
minutes?
trail. Okay,
What's that, Jeremy?
Are you good with the minutes?
Yeah. Sorry about the video stuff.
6-0.
I'm glad he remembered, Brad. I had totally forgotten that you have to be on. Oh, there you are. Okay, moving on. Golf operations financial update. Jeremy.
Yeah. Does anybody have any questions about the financials that I sent over? I'll
I'm
go
sorry?
through them. If there's any questions about the financials, let me know. Otherwise, I'll go through them.
No, this is Mark, Jeremy. I looked at them. It all looks pretty good. So I didn't have any real questions. You know, our year-to-date total, and I don't expect much activity in December, especially on the revenue side. You know, we are trailing, you know, prior year, but you're well ahead of budget, you know, which, so that tells me that we planned this, or you planned this and expected us to be down a bit from prior year, which we were, but we still beat the budget number. So better, we were expecting to be down, but we weren't down as much as maybe we thought we might be with everything going on around the course. So really good job. I know you do a lot with the budget. Really good job of hitting those numbers and managing those numbers.
Yeah, thank you, Mark. I appreciate that. You know, we were obviously it was a better year than what we anticipated from a revenue side, which then increased the expense side because we weren't slower necessarily. I think, and I'll go through exactly where we hit some like lower trends, but let me just zip through really quick the numbers through November. So these are actual numbers here, okay? Expenses and revenue. Something that I just wanted to touch base is this number right here. I uncovered today that we overpaid. There must have been like just 2 checks sent from our finance department, which is fine. Mistakes happen. So we are actually $9,400 in the credit that will probably apply next year. So that's why this number for our lease should not be different, because that's a fixed amount. And so we're $9,000 over budget here for that reason. But again, we'll be $9,000 short next year. So let's see, other big ones that I wanted to touch base on. Here with me, I got too much stuff in the screen. All right. Sorry, guys, give me a second. Oh, fertilizer. So fertilizer, we're above. I think I told you this. We implemented a more robust plan for our fairways after last year's kind of unfortunate situation with the dollar spot on our fairways. So that was the reason for that. We had irrigation. We had a $10,000 unexpected expense because one of our panels blew out in our pump. And as you can imagine, this year with the drought, that was a little worrisome situation. So that's why that number is a little higher. Utilities, where's that? Right here. We obviously had to pump more water this year due to the new renovations taking place, and then obviously the drought. So that's going to go up accordingly. Let's see, what else did I see here? Oh, that one's higher because we added. I don't know if you recall, but we added 5 benches that we're going to use in the future. So we paid for it up front as opposed to incurring the cost later on. And that's really about it that I have. So. Oh, professional services, just a friendly reminder, some of the stuff we're not going to put into capital expenditures because it's more consulting fees as opposed to an actual capital expense. That was from the direction from the finance. But other than that, I think that's pretty much it for the November stuff. Any other comments, questions besides Mark?
Pretty remarkable year, Jeremy.
So thanks, Tom. Let me now pull up the projected, which dives into what Mark was referring to. And remember, mind you, these are my numbers. Gosh, we probably sold some memberships, so I guess this is as of Friday. We probably pushed a few memberships through this weekend, but it's pretty darn close, right? So this is the column that I was really interested in, and green fees were down 10%. Our round count was probably only down maybe 4 or 5%. So really, what that tells us is the volume did not go down, but us discounting, especially the lake course, up to $15 at some point. That really took a toll on the green fee revenue, which that makes sense because we were projecting a 15% reduction and then they only end up being a 10%, which is great. So I feel really good about these numbers, and then same thing with memberships. So I mean, you look at memberships and green fees; they're pretty much spot on. Hard goods sales were up, soft goods, rental clubs were up. What is this? Oh yeah, I wouldn't worry too much about this stuff. This is some of sometimes when we receive miscellaneous revenue for outings, we have to put it in this so it doesn't skew our other numbers. But that flows into like some of the expenses for golf outing expenses. So I wouldn't worry too much about that number. Handicap fees, I'm not too worried about that. But yeah, the bulk of it is pretty solid, I thought. So, and then food and beverage, given the fact that we were down 5%, I think this is amazing that we were only down 1.72%.
I did my part on the beer sales, so I wanted to make sure that I was at a level consistent with prior years. So you're welcome.
Yeah, appreciate that, Mark. But this all makes sense, right? Liquor makes sense that it went actually up a little bit because we're seeing trends of people drinking less beer and more like seltzers or like high noons and things like that. So that does make sense. But I was pretty pleased with food and beverage and golf this year. I thought they both did a really good job given the situation. So what that means is this is about what I'm thinking we're going to pull out from our capital reserve. We'll call it $200,000. So just round that up. We were budgeted for 600.
Very nice.
Yeah. So in other words, the difference is right there.
That's great.
As it's, you know, by projections, right? Not official.
Okay. Questions?
Oh, looks great.
Thanks,
Good plan.
Jeremy.
Jamie.
Already thinking about next year, Jeremy.
You and me both. We are, no, they don't have to share my screen here.
Okay, moving on. Road project. I thought they were gonna have it open all the way.
Yep, so long story short on that one, can you see me or you can't see me? Please. This is why I don't do it in my office very often. I think they're having some delays on the wall, Tom, you know, yeah, so I think they want us to install some more panels, and then the plan was to have it open. But I think the last I saw was beginning of January to have it open. But other than that, I mean, everything's coming through. I mean, it looks really solid. The course renovation, I mean, there's no update on that one. PB Road, I would just give you that little smidge of an update, and the multi-use path, no major updates on that one just yet.
I'm gonna bite my tongue on the multi-use path. I'll talk to Kendra separately. All right, moving on. Capital Reserve.
Yeah, so we're making headways with the maintenance building. We had a nice meeting last week with Blake from Parkitecture. We're refining the building specs. We figured out the layout of where we're going to have it, and now it's really, you know, into the planning or finishing the stages of the planning so that we could get this out to bid. So that is going to be coming out. Obviously, I'll keep you guys in the loop as we know more. But we are moving along nicely with the maintenance building, and Blake and I will really dive into what do we do around the clubhouse for storage and for EV, potential EV infrastructure this coming spring/summer. So that's what I really have on the docket right now for that capital reserve.
Okay.
Yeah,
But
and
with
then of course we still with Blake we'll still have that potential of, you know, increasing the restroom space, you know, potential outing space, things like that. So more to come on all of that.
Good. I know you don't have all the details out, but if we move forward with the maintenance building, are they going to be able to site it without demolishing what they've got?
Yeah. Sorry, Tom. So here, let me share my screen. Bear with me. I'll show you exactly what we're thinking. Bear with me.
Oh, that's great.
I turn on the computer, she shows up. She's a really large Maine Coon.
I was gonna say, she's a very large cat you got there.
Yeah, she's something else.
Okay, so see my cursor, my mouse?
Mhm.
That's where it's going to go.
Uh-huh. Cool.
So this existing building will remain as is, right? It's going to go right here. We're going to put a privacy fence kind of like right in here and along here. Just mainly because of there's a couple reasons for that. We get a lot of pedestrian activity that people cut in through here to our golf course. So we're trying to eliminate that. And then we're also trying to eliminate the sore eye that of the equipment that's parked out there. We don't want it to look like a trash yard, and not that we treat it like a trash yard, but we we want to be good neighbors to these people over here, and that's been on the docket for quite some time. We're just going to do it in conjunction with this building. So
Jeremy, when we get this done, will we have restricted access to chemicals and stuff like that? I mean, what are we thinking about in that regard?
yeah, yep. Here, let me show you. I'm not exactly sure why it's not pulling up, but
Well, we can talk about all of this later too.
yeah. So
Get more formalized.
yeah, I'm really sorry. I don't know why it's not pulling up here. It's interesting.
Are you talking about keeping chemicals behind lock and key kind of thing, or signage, or what's your question, Tom?
Yeah, I'm concerned about the security of somebody getting into them.
Oh no, Tom, it's going to be inside. I was going to show you. For some reason, I apologize. I don't know why I can't pull it up. But there's I've got a PDF of it. But no, it's going to be inside. It's going to be locked up, security system, all that good stuff. Yep,
Right.
yep. And then
Yeah, it was a
and then I was also
liability
going to
issue
show.
mostly.
Yeah, and then I was also going to show you where we're going to have our EV infrastructure in this new building as well for some of our EV mowers that we're going to be potentially looking at in the future. So,
Right.
yeah. But again, I'll send it to you all, you know, when the time is right. We're still refining it. I was just going to show you a rough draft of what we're looking at.
Right,
So,
that's fine. Thanks,
yeah,
Jeremy.
yeah, yep. Yeah, sorry I
Uh,
wasn't able to pull it up. I don't know why. But
Any other questions or comments concerning capital reserve at this point? Okay, council,
Yeah, there's not too much that I think that would impact any of the work of this committee. One thing to note is that in another apartment building has been approved in the Greenway station area between Foundry Apartments and the Greenway office building. There's a parking lot that sits between the two buildings. And there will be, I believe it's 7 or 10 stories. I can't remember which. But it's right in line with those other really tall developments that's already there in the shopping center. So that's probably the closest bit of news for out that way. I haven't heard any updates from Pleasant View Road. You guys have heard more than I have on the public works side of things. So a lot of the stuff that we've been working on is comprehensive plan and zoning code are the big hot topics right now. So do you guys have any questions about anything that you're hearing about or?
no,
No? All right, great.
not that pertains to the committee at any rate.
Yeah. You can always shoot me an email if you have any questions.
I know, but I try not to pester my elder.
The
Uh,
I'll email you, Tom, about the parking spots.
Future agenda items, unless
so
there are questions for Kendra.
before we go too far forward, so one thing I did forget to mention that our wall is up for the monument sign.
I'm sorry?
The wall for the monument sign is up. It got
Oh.
installed last week.
Ah,
Yep. Looks really nice. It's there's an ATC power pole that it's kind of like right there, but there was really no other option for us to put the monument sign anywhere else. But it looks really great, and I'll be interested to see where the final product. And another nice thing is another mention I forgot. We added a mound right next to 2 Lake T to drown out kind of that the sound from the road, and also to literally block the road. You can't see it now, which is absolutely fantastic. So that
Wow.
was also good news that occurred. I mean, it was an idea that I simply had with Hoffman, and it was within the so they were hauling dirt out, and I'm going, hey, we'll, if you guys are up for this, we'll love a mound here. And it was within the limited construction easement, and it worked out perfectly for them, worked out for us. So that was another bit of good news that happened a couple weeks ago. So yeah, and then sorry, so let me share my screen here. I found that I had to do it an old school way via email. For some reason, my PDF is not pulling up, but that's okay. Can you all see the maintenance building?
Mhm. Yeah.
Yep. So here's where like this would be the mechanic area here. By code, we have to have a bathroom, right? Just one bathroom, and then we're going to put a shower in there, and rightfully so for those that do spray in the morning. They do chemicals, or if frankly, if they're in the mud, right? We want to give our staff the ability to shower if that happens in the morning, as opposed to going all day without feeling like they're clean. Here is the chemical storage that you're referring to, Tom, and the fertilizer storage.
Cool, great.
Is that like 5,000 square feet? Is that what you're looking at?
So it is 104 by 50. Yep.
Okay, about 5,200. And that, how big is the current one that you guys have?
Oh gosh, I don't know, Kendra, off the top of my head. It's much bigger.
Oh, okay. That's what I was wondering. This seems smaller. So is this sufficient? Is this what you wanted, or is this what you had to settle for because this is what you had room for?
No, this is sufficient. We were actually at 96 feet, and then Blake, after talking to a couple different builders, they thought that 104 would give us a better value, just the way that the structure lays out. So no, I think we feel very good about this. I mean, to be honest, I don't know that we could go a whole lot bigger.
Yeah. Okay.
And the other nice thing about this is that the size, we do have a drain field already in that open lot, so we only need another 1,000 foot septic tank. Other than that, we're good to go. So we feel very, very good about the direction in which this is heading. So
All right.
yeah, so there you go. There's kind of like the rough draft, and our staff is. So this area right here where my cursor is, we're going to put so EV outlets, or I guess, well, so the equipment that we are looking at really only needs just a standard outlet, but we're going to put enough in here so that we can charge a fleet of mowers for, like, for example, greens mowers or even more. So yeah. So this area will be the future EV infrastructure for our greens mowers, is the plan.
Cool.
Very
And
nice.
beyond.
Thanks, Jeremy.
Yeah, yep, you bet. Okay.
Okay, we need to do two things. We need to have designation of future agenda items and adjourn. So I think that the agenda items I'm looking at right here are the right ones in my mind for the next meeting. They're general enough to cover everything we might worry about January or early February. So I'm good with just a repeat here. Does anybody want to add anything? Dig into something a little deeper, put a couple bullets under anything else? If not, I suggest we go with what we're looking at. Hearing no complaints, let's look at calendars. Michelle, I have a question for you.
Yes.
There's a map of Green Bay behind you.
There are marathons that I did.
Oh, wow.
Ah. Huh. So is there one for grandmas up in Duluth?
No, I didn't. I didn't get a chance to do that one, and now I'm injured, so I probably never will. My daughter actually did that for me.
Well, congratulations on all your running.
Oh, thank you.
I had
It's
a
not
really
very
good
good for
friend
you.
who had signed up for the Bordeaux Marathon,
Oh, now that sounds fun.
and we were just going to move from one beverage spot to another to cheer him on. Okay, I'm in, do we need a January meeting, Jeremy?
We've
Why
got
don't we
one
put it off?
scheduled for the 22nd.
Do we?
Tentatively.
22nd? Why don't we
Oh,
put it
yeah,
on
it's
the
already there.
docket?
It's on the 22nd. Thanks. I think that was you, Mark. Thank you.
Yep.
So we're
yeah.
good. One last time. Anybody have anything else they want to say? In that case, we're adjourned.
If for some reason, so the only reason why I want to keep the January meeting is in case we do need any approvals for that building. But other than that, I don't foresee much going on. So, yeah, I may cancel that one, but I'll keep you all in the loop.
Well, before we leave, then let me ask this. Because it's pretty likely you'll cancel that. Should we set a date in February now?
Sure. Yeah. Good idea,
So we
Tom.
don't have to mess around email or something, trying to figure that out. I'm, so far as I can tell, wide open.
It'd be
The
the
third week-
19th would
That's
be the
President-
next.
That's President's Day.
Yep, that's
So I
President's
don't know
Day.
if anybody has, the kids don't, Middleton doesn't have school. The 19th or the 20th, so I don't know if anybody has plans to be out of town, but
How about the 26th?
I mean,
Hearing no complaints?
it's up to you, Jeremy. What
I-
are you hedging? Would you rather go the 19th?
if we're gonna skip the 22nd, I would rather go the 19th just in case. Do you know when the common council meeting is? Are you guys have it out that far?
Yeah, it'll be the 20th.
I'd probably vote for the 19th if we could, but if not, I'm flexible.
Who do we lose on the 19th? Kendra?
No, I'm here. I'm in town. I can make it. I was just pointing out if anybody had any conflicts.
Well, let's go with the 19th then. Okay. Now we're adjourned.
6:30. Hey, that is pretty impressive there, folks.
You
Wow,
said it would be short.
30
Not
minutes. Man,
I could tell Mark was anxious to get back to work. I mean, he's still in the office. He's
Yeah.
busy. It's coming up to tax time.
Man, I live here this
Property
time of
tax.
year.
yeah, you look good, Mark. Thanks for dressing up for us.
You got it.
I
Good
still
night,
have no
everybody.
hat. I threw everybody off for a loop, just yeah.
Oh, I wanted to say something about a hat, Jeremy. I'm glad you brought that up. I don't know who's responsible for the hats that say Muni, but I love it
Yeah.
because no one would think Muni playing that golf course.
Yep. I know it.
Very cool.
Yep. Yeah, we're trying to get creative. We're proud, proud of being a Muni, but most people don't view us as one. So
Yeah, well, why would they? My God.
yeah.
All right, cool. Thanks, everybody.
Happy holidays, everybody. Happy New
Thank you.
Year. Thank you for everything.
Bye-bye.
See you
Bye,
guys.
guys. Thanks.
Happy holidays. Bye.
Holidays.